this fare increase the last time, and I just can't bring myself to support it this time. This fare increase, again, is on the backs, and we've heard this from the public, of the people least able to pay: seniors, disabled, and students. A lot of our students are riding the bus because the DOE cost to ride the school buses has become exorbitant, and now they're overflowing into our Hele-On bus system. They're also taking, that's usually if they're going to college or they're going to an out-of-area school. And they also use the Hele-On if they're going home and also after school activities. So we're having quite an increase in our bus ridership because of that. Also the $45 monthly unlimited rides may be as high as 9% of the lowest Social Security payments that we heard testified to, $500 a month. This $45 a month is 9% of their income. Doesn't sound like very much, but when you're surviving on $500 a month, it's a huge hit, and I don't agree with that. The multiple shopping trips, if you go into town and every time you get on the bus to go to your next destination you have to pay again, is not good. I know that you can buy the unlimited pass for $45, but we still get back to what a huge chunk of money that is out of a group of people that are least able to afford it. I think we did a fabulous thing when we had the free ridership on the buses. I'm very saddened that we raised the fees last time, and we're in some cases doubling these fees. I just can't support this. Thank you.
Ms. Poindexter?
Yeah, the reason why I'm supporting this also is during my community meetings when I went out for the budget hearings, I heard a lot of people come out who are catching the buses down to the hotels to work, and they stated that the majority of the bus riders were seniors who were riding free to work. So, and they were the ones, by the time the bus would come into Hamakua, the bus would be filled. They bring their little stools to sit on them and hold on because the buses were jam-packed. It was just so full. And they had no other way. I mean, so they took the bus, but it's packed with a lot of seniors who are working at the hotels. So those people, I feel, can't afford the dollars. I have a daughter who has a disability. If my husband needs to take her somewhere and take the bus and take her in, it's cheaper than us taking the car and putting the gas in the car. So I'm saying that we need to look at, we heard from administration what it takes to operate this system. I wouldn't want to see it going away because we can't afford to get more maintenance on the buses to keep it going. Because if we lose the bus system, then what? I think we'd be putting ourselves in a really bad situation. If you look at the seniors, I think Councilmember Freshanishi had stated, working with the seniors and them riding their all coordinated services buses. A lot of times they're not even working. These are the seniors maybe not working, but they'll donate for the gas to HCOC to be able to operate those vehicles. So they're paying, and those are for not only just seniors, but those with disabilities also. So there are different resources around the island too that we need to tap into for those people who are very low income and are strapped in their budget. Because we need to look and work with agencies like the Hawaii County Economic Opportunity Council, which is HCEOC, who provides a system, a bus system for those who are low income and underserved. So it's not just only seniors. So we need to not only depend on our bus system, but we need to look at the other resources so that we can make this work. Because if we don't pass this, I would hate to see this go away for us as an important resource for our island that is desperately needed. So I am definitely supporting this. Thank you.
Ms. Willie?
Okay. In general, I support this because there are unserved and underserved areas.
so that as we speak about certain people and they having to pay more, one also has to recognize that there are places here where there is no service. I've been trying to look into how North Kohala could have, whether it was from Hawi or even down to Kauai, Kapa'au, a service rather than just there's one bus that comes in once a day, I believe, in Hele-On. So there are areas that have no service whatsoever, and my hope is that that this money maximizes and increases the number of buses. I also want to underscore what Councilmember Poindexter said. It isn't just, I mean, if I go in and I want it free or I have $1, I mean, there were a number of people at numerous meetings who are over 60 saying, why do you just say if you're over 60 you get it, where you're not showing a disability, where you're not showing underservice? And that where I'd much rather have something to pay and at least have a bus. So I think that we're trying to balance. I obviously agree and share Councilmember Ford's concerns and the cost. I would say in looking at this, where a person with a disability, what we have here, if you look at it, it says reduction for senior citizens, persons with disabilities, and students. I consider persons with disability a very different category. There are other ways to get, but if you're disabled, aren't able to drive, I feel that we ought to really be charging maybe an annual pass. Maybe it's $12. Maybe encouraging them getting out. So I really feel I would like to see it where a person with a disability is able to basically use this at will. As Mr. Kelly said, this is really our only way to get around. So I also believe with the students, there are often school buses. I don't want to get where we're filling all of our buses with students and then not having room for anyone else. I've spent quite a bit of time driving my sister-in-law from Waimea to her job in Waikoloa because either the bus went by her because it was filled, or she got stuck down and waiting for 6 hours, or there's no bus to get back and coming back at midnight when she's off at 2. So I just want to again say, this is so important. If there's anything that we do to maximize more bus service, I just think every minute that we spend on it is important. And I realize it is a balancing. Again, even if this passes the way it is, I think at some point I'm probably going to try to bring something forward that really singles out disabled people and actually really make that a nominal and recognize the distinction between me and someone as the person who's over 60 and someone who's disabled. I am going to support this. I don't, as I'm making clear, support everything in it, but I think that we could do this in maybe a step approach, and I maybe try to work with Councilmember Ford and see what differences we can make here. But I do, as a general, I'm going to support it in the form it is. Unless others want to sort of pick it apart right now, we could work on it. But otherwise, I just want to say I intend to do more with this if we pass it as it is. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Onishi.
Thank you, Madam Chair. You mentioned about, sorry. You couldn't hear me? Okay, sorry. Okay. But you mentioned about like discount rights, but if you look at the fair prepayment discounts, in number 3, it says a person with disability may purchase a sheet of 10 tickets for $7.50 per sheet, so it's like 75 cents. Then if you look down to number 7, a person with disability may purchase a monthly bus pass offered at a cost of $45 for unlimited rides on all routes with a valid person with disability identification card. So there is something in there already. So and there is like this discounts that are lowering the prices. So is Tiffany Kai there? Would you like to come up or make any comments on this? Because to me, it looks like to me it's fair because you have all these different options that they have, and then looks like as you purchase more, you get one lower fare, and so we are helping them out.
Can I respond to that?
Well,
Well, I guess maybe.
he's called, Tiffany Kai and Bill
Okay.
Brohante to the table, so we'll
Yeah.
let him continue.
Now you guys can introduce yourselves.
Tiffany Kai, Administrator, Mass Transit Agency.
Hi, good morning. Bill Berhunty, Deputy Corporation Counsel.
Good morning. Thank you for being there in Hilo. Do you folks have any comments about this amendment? Or, like after you heard discussions about, I guess the fares that are being charged to, like, the seniors, the students, the disabilities. I mean, but, as I read down and explained to Ms. Willie, there is other options.
There is other options available, as we mentioned in the proposed bill, that we're going to be offering discounted fares to seniors, individuals with a disability, and students. Of course, this is a very difficult decision to make, but we do support this, and we feel that the proposed rates are fair and reasonable.
Okay, thank you. Bill, you have any comments?
No, I just second what Ms. Kai has, put forth, and that, it's always a hard decision, but I think, significant consideration and, deliberation has been, has taken place as it relates to, affording the seniors and people with disabilities and students an affordable alternative to the cost of, having the necessity of, using a personal vehicle or going out and having to use a taxi or, some other type of private transportation resource out there. And, to offer $1 per ride, bus fare, I think that's still a real economic advantage for everybody, especially this group. And that's all I have to add.
Okay, thank you very much. Madam Chair, I yield.
Thank you. Ms. Willie, did you have further comments?
Again, I will support this. I will say, in reviewing these other discounted, you'll see that it says for seniors, you can get the monthly bus pass for $45, students $45, and persons with disabilities, again, I just personally would like the disabilities to be, I consider that should be even lower and nominal and helping as just a social benefit to all of us, affording those with disabilities more access. And I do want to ask one question. In terms of persons, say they're on the Hele-On, and then they maybe got onto the Waikoloa shuttle bus, is there like a transfer? Are they able to go from one bus to another in one day? Say they're, for example, I've got one person, Waikoloa has no vehicle. Will she be able to go and then go catch a Hele-On to Waimea or whatever? Can you transfer?
Yes, we do have
Or
transfers.
do they have to pay a separate fee?
No, we have transfers that are good actually for 2 hours. So if they got onto the shuttle and let's say got off near the, in the bus shelter fronting the Waikoloa Village Market, they could actually get a bus from there either to Kona or to Waimea. As long as they stayed within the time frame.
In a 2-hour time frame.
Right, and they
Okay.
wouldn't have to pay an additional $1, and if they had bags also, they wouldn't have to pay for the bags again.
Okay, I don't really see where that says it. It's something that people have asked me, and can you point to me where that's said or where it's publicized or, and I may have missed it. It's something that I've been asked and didn't know how to answer.
Basically for the, go ahead.
Yeah, where it is or where it's published or just where I can refer people to.
It's printed on our bus schedules as bus rules, and I believe it's also on our website. So the website address.
I'll check with you outside of the session from this. Again, I think that we need to do everything to promote the use of the buses, and I would love to have ones to the airport from every place, and but we need to get more in, and we need to address these issues, and I will support this with some follow-up in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any further discussion on Bill 86? Madam Clerk. Ms. Ford?
No.
Mr. Kanuha? Mr. Kern?
Aye.
Mr. Onishi? Ms. Poindexter?
Aye.
Ms. Willie?
Aye.
Mr. Shimoda?
Aye.
Chair Eoff? Aye. Chair Eoff, you have 7 ayes, 1 no, and 1 absent. Thank you. Bill 86 will move to second and final reading with, Bill 86 is approved for second and final reading. And at this time, I'd like to take a lunch break, and we'll come back at 1:30. Thank you.